Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We're a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian and the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio above Public Square Coffee in downtown La Mesa, California, is my lovely wife, my co-host, and my Valentine, Melissa Nickerson. Cheers!
To us.
It's a double episode day. We recorded next week's already. How you feeling, Mel? Before we get into talk Valentine's, how you feeling?
It's like I got my future work done.
Yeah. You are...
Today.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I've done next week's work, but I still got this week's work to do. Yeah.
I'm slipping through dimensions.
I mean, how you feeling?
Time and
yes.
distance.
I mean, we are... It's...
We just talked to Aaron Weber in Nashville.
In the future, we have done 2 behind the scenes, a cameo, a pod, and then this pod probably going to be a little loopy. Mel got a little worked up in the BTS.
I got a little worked up in the BTS, and then I was like, let's stop recording. And so if you're a Patreon, you're going to get a little bonus content, but not all the bonus content. I had to stop myself.
Well, it's okay. I was like, do you need a walk? And you're like, I'm fine.
I needed to cool down for a sec. And I did want to say...
Oh, what do you got?
No, nothing. No confessions. No.
No, I don't know. I know you were going to say confession.
So this comes out Thursday. And we've got our Patreon Zoom hang coming up.
Ooh, if you don't know what Patreon is, when we say BTS, that's what they get. They get the little time before the pod. And this week's got a worked up Mel. I don't know if we're gonna.
That's right. We're cutting it.
We're
not doing the whole worked up.
If you watch
Mel,
the
it's
BTS,
half worked up Mel.
Yeah. There's another 4 minutes you didn't see that.
Unfortunately, Andy did, but
let's see. Andy's watched Mom and Dad fight a few times in this pod.
It's okay. So the funniest thing is that we've so many patrons come on to our Tuesday Zoom.
Yeah.
They were like, "You got to stop doing Sundays. You got to do Tuesdays."
Yeah.
And so for our February Zoom, we're gonna Zoom. We're gonna do it, and then we're gonna go do a birthday dinner
for our daughter. Correct. That is correct.
So that's how you gotta balance this entrepreneurial life.
We're out here living it, man.
Yep.
If you guys want to know, this is
So this Zoom is going to be February 18th, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yep.
You want to hear I'm very glad we're not recording next Tuesday. I don't remember why we're not. I think it was you had a scheduled thing, right?
Because of the podcast facelift.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Enjoy looking at this turd for 2 more weeks. No, this looks
Powerless
great.
man.
I've loved this. I was talking about the studio,
It's
not
our
no.
2-year anniversary. We are doing an update.
Yeah, 2 years since we started. Do you remember what happened the first day we were set to record?
No.
I had a back injury, and we did. It was Valentine's Day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Every so often, it's happened 4 times in my life, I have a herniated disc that'll hit a nerve. It slips and hits a nerve, and I lose 2 days of time. I literally can't move. And we had to be in Vegas that weekend, and I just laid till Thursday or Friday.
Did I drive? Did you recline the seat?
I reclined the whole seat on the drive to Vegas.
That's right. Yeah, because we have photos of you in the green room on the floor.
Yeah. Listen, it was a great trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we started 2 years ago. And it was on Valentine's Day. I bent over to put something in the trash in the kitchen, and I went down for 2 days. I mean, literally, it's like peeing in a cup for 2 days. I can't. I can't even get up to the bed till the second day. It's brutal. I just I army crawl to a position in the bedroom and just get out of everybody's way. It's very special. It's very special.
And the fact that you can forget this, 2 years later, you're like, what?
What? Yeah. And you're like, I worry that it's going to happen again every day. But, so, Valentine's...
Like, it's so pivotal then for me to, like, forget.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, gosh,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's listen, but it's been a great 2 years, and the studio's getting a little facelift. That's why we're not recording next Tuesday. But you're gonna get an episode. It's already happened. Aaron's great next week, guys. He's very funny.
we were just talking about.
He was very funny.
Yeah.
Very good episode. So enjoy that next week. Today we're talking Valentine's Day. But before we get into that, I wanted to tell you, if you guys want to know what, this is a nice little snapshot into Melissa and Dustin's life of balancing my career, our business, being parents, all that kind of stuff, travel. So this weekend, pretty easy Thursday, Friday, Saturday for me. Flying to St. Louis. There's a direct. I think it's going to be snowing. I'm staying at Greg's Warren's house. Great shows. Things looking good. Can't wait. Sunday morning, I wake up at Greg's house. Probably walk down to his little breakfast place. Great. Drive to Columbia, which is 3 hours. Do a 5 o'clock show at the Blue Note. Drive back to Greg's in St. Louis. Probably will be in bed around 11 midnight. Get up at 4 to fly home on the first flight back to San Diego. It's our daughter's birthday, so that's when we're celebrating it. So her birthday party, that's going all Monday, and then Tuesday, you're coming into the studio.
I was hoping to paint Sunday.
Yeah, you're painting this whole time while I'm driving.
Painting.
And then Tuesday, doing some work in the studio.
Yeah. And
Patreon Zoom, and then our daughter's birthday dinner out. So I mean, it is just like boo, just like switching back and forth. It's like those it's like the tic-tac-toe things at playgrounds where you're like, I'm X, I'm O. I'm X, I'm O. Like you just go switch from like career, family, career, family, career, family. You try not to let them bleed too much into the other, but busy.
I mean, you just took Joel to Colorado.
Which was fantastic, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, so
you're right. Sometimes they merge. What am I
times.
talking about? It didn't work. Listen, not all the analogies are going to be bangers, but
well, it's a mix for sure. Yeah.
What I want to say is that Mel got worked up on the Patreon, and I get it because I get you. And if you are in an entrepreneurial world, any of you are like self-employed and you have a business that you run, or you're chasing a thing, or you're a contractor, you have a million different type jobs, a lot of the time people will just not understand how busy you are. And Mel is much busier than me, and I know you're not looking for that.
Yeah.
Let me say it. Day to day, you're much busier than me, and you do an incredible amount of work, and I'm exceedingly grateful for it. And you're like I've said before, you're like the Swiss Army knife. I literally stay on stage. There's nothing you can't, like, you have every skill in the world, and any skill you don't have, you could learn. And that has very much been true for the Swiss Army knife stuff that you do for our business. And, I get it. I understand you. As much as I think I probably get you more than you get you.
For sure. Yeah. No, but I think as an entrepreneur, you don't know anything 100%. Like but you know most things like 10%. So like I get on the call every couple months with the CPA.
Yeah.
And they'll throw a word at me that I have to Google. And you're like, I don't sit in an office and bookkeep all day.
Yep.
Like I'm literally at the baseball field right now. I'm taking this call at the baseball field.
100%.
Little League.
Yep.
And so that's the part where you can feel insecure.
Yeah.
Is that you go to all these specialists and you're like, hey, help me with this. But the dialogue, like I don't have all the knowledge you have. That's why I pay you. But you can still feel very inferior in those scenarios.
Right. But it is not your job as the entrepreneur to be the expert in every detail. It's your job to be the expert in running your business. And so I feel that way about like touring or specials or content. Like I can ask people for help, but ultimately like actually steering the ship, like we have to do. We have to do these things, And you and I have different pieces of that. When I pitched to you what I have the idea for my special name in the intro, you're like, I mean, that's not my baby. And you're like, it's not. All right, great. And I found out in the behind the scenes today that you're on payroll. I didn't even know that. So, and then you got mad at me, and then
I got pretty triggered.
One of my favorite things to say to people, though, I've done this a couple times to various people, is you're mad at people that aren't in the room, and it just feels like I'm receiving this, but I'm not against you. Who you fighting with here? Who is this?
Yeah, I just got a little worked up.
A little worked up? We all get a little worked up sometimes. I think you're just excited about Valentine's Day. It's Mel's favorite holiday.
No.
Every year.
No.
Huh? Mel's favorite holiday. She goes, she's the expensive day. She's like, Tiffany's, dinner out.
Roses, chocolate,
Dinner resis.
jewelry.
Mel, Claire and I.
Breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
Steak dinner.
This is my day. All right.
Balloon arch.
Yeah. Balloon arch. Balloon arch. I might have to get a balloon arch now. Just, you remember what we did? Was it last? No, it was Mother's Day last year. I was on the road and you were in a hotel in Orange County for a volleyball tournament, because that's why Orange County exists, is theme parks and volleyball tournaments. And I sent you an edible arrangement that you ate at the Courtyard Marriott by yourself over the sink.
Yeah, because my kid was asleep in the room.
And you weren't unhappy. You weren't feeling, so you were great. You enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was so good.
I haven't ordered your edible arrangement yet. I got to get on that. I got to figure out. I don't know. I never can plan those things in advance because I don't know where you're going to be at what hour. Yeah. You don't know where you're going to be.
I do remember you were kind of like, going back to the hotel soon. Or,
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, no, we're Chick-fil-A. Why?
When are you going to get back to the hotel? Because... and I think the edible arrangement is not enough. It's not me being like, I'm like, this is the perfect romantic gift. It's just funny and good.
A little fruity.
It is, yeah. It is funny. It's like funny that you get it, but also when you get it, you're like, this is great. Yeah. It's like people make fun of honey baked ham, and then it's right in front of you. Like, this is delightful. This is why this has been a successful company for decades.
My daughter introduced me to. It's called True Foo. Have you seen this? It's just in the frozen section.
It's a clothing brand?
It's like, it's raspberries dipped in like dark chocolate in the frozen food section.
Ready to go.
Of the grocery store.
Well, you just saved me $75 on an edible arrangement.
And you're like, oh, I could probably just eat a couple of these. Like, you could eat the whole bag.
Yeah.
It is. They are so good.
Well, don't buy them this weekend for the edible arrangement, but I will tell you this: the size, because I'll probably order it on Friday or Thursday, and the size of the arrangement will be based on how ticket sales are looking in St. Louis. So if you get a big one, it's been a good weekend. St. Louis really picked up those late shows. If it's just a box of chocolates, then we're hitting the minimum for the week. We didn't break into percentages.
We're so good.
We're so good.
We're so good.
Thanks for being, backseaters here with us, though. We got a ton of emails to get from you guys. Before we do, some upcoming tour and dates. This weekend I'm going to be in this weekend I'm in St. Louis, February 13th through 15th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Columbia, Missouri on Sunday at the Blue Note. So check that out. Toronto the following weekend. I'm going to be on Modesto on the 28th. It's a fundraiser for Youth for Christ, if you guys want to check that out at the State Theater there. And then in March, I'm at the Catalyst in Santa Cruz, Mystic Theater, Petaluma, California, March 3rd, Cornerstone, Berkeley. Then April, Lexington, May, Eugene, Brea, June, Vegas, July, New Orleans. So excited to go back to New Orleans. And Pottstown, PA, Richmond, Virginia. And in the fall, we've got Stamford, Connecticut, and Kansas City, Missouri. I think there's one more if you scroll down. Stress Factory as well. On sale.
That's where I live.
Stress Factory. And on sale soon for the fall and earlier. Providence, Houston, Dallas, Boston, San Diego, Seattle. Well, it's the one's coming at a certain point. So
awesome.
There we go, everybody. Come out to stuff. Denver, I just had one of the great comedy weekends of my career, like sales-wise, crowds-wise, people-wise. It just, even with some drunks getting kicked out of the Friday Late Show, which is, people always just, oh my gosh, it's just an occupational hazard. It happens, I don't know, every 3 or 4 months. I get a quarterly, ejection, Every so often, it just happens. A lot of time you don't even see it, but when it's in the front row, you can't avoid it. But Denver, truly have become one of my Denver is a great comedy city, but has a lot of backseaters there, a lot of great fans. Comedy Works is truly one of the best comedy clubs in the country, if not the best in the country. So, yeah, great. Can't thank you guys enough. I was staying out there in, I don't know, Greenwich, Finland. I forget what it's called, but where the club is there, the landmark. I can walk to Munkin Mongoose, which is the coffee shop there, which we went to a lot. So in Denver, I've toured. I was counting with Denver. Years ago, I was with Chris. I don't think I was ever there with Hawkins, but I did like outside of there. But years ago with Chris, and then I've done it at least 3 times with Tay, and then we did the COVID one.
We did it,
and then I did a one-nighter there. I've done Denver at least 7, if not 8 times. But we did a Denver play there during COVID, where we stayed in that condo that they put you out, and it was like a streamed one. And
we drove out.
We drove out because we had nothing to do, and so we drove.
Like 2020.
Took forever. I think it was the summer of 2021, maybe, or 2020 even. I don't even know. But there was like
Utah. We went through Arizona.
Yeah.
Way back.
There was like 30, 40 people, and then it was broadcast, or streamed. Yeah. And it was because we were doing the Zoom shows. Remember where I was doing like a live Zoom show? We're boring Andy.
We did the Father's Day Zoom.
Yeah.
A couple of those.
We're doing what we had to out there. So, but yeah, it was great. I didn't realize it had some Munkin Mongoose points on my account, so I got a free drip. Joel came out. Joel loves it. And we had a couple funny things there. One, the curse of the Hoagland dry skin really got to him.
Oh, yeah, the poor kid.
Yeah. You Hoaglands, even though you have strong Colorado roots, you struggle.
The altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he's got the double whammy with,
Yeah.
He
had some dry skin out there, and it's tough.
Yes.
And it's hard not to be a creep when you're staying at the hotel and you're like, can I get more lotion? I'm so dry. Just as much. I'm just filling the tub and... Yeah, it's so dry.
I lived there as a little kid, and I was just constantly
wearing like stuff like that and just itchy. Yeah, half the pictures of Mel in Colorado, she's like itching her tights.
Yeah.
Being a little girl, tights were brutal as a little girl, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, and
are they still a thing?
They're still a thing.
Little girls still wearing. Our girls didn't wear tights.
Well, you wear them to church.
Yeah.
Like Baptist church.
Not, as I say, not in San Diego, you don't?
In the 90s.
No, you wear flip-flops.
You
wear your bathing suit to church here. You wear your 2-piece Billabong bathing suit. You wear your cheeky Billabong 2-piece to church, to Sandals Church. Or whatever it's called. That's probably a Sandals church, right?
There's got to be in San Diego.
I guarantee it.
There is a Sandals church, but I don't know if it's in San Diego.
Google. I guarantee there's a Sandals church somewhere in Southern California.
Well, yeah, in Riverside.
Oh, it's in Riverside.
Yeah,
well, that's,
is that really California?
I mean, it is.
Sandals.
Where's Sandals Church? I knew Sandals. They got multiple locations. Anaheim, Azusa, Banning. Where's Banning?
The irony that all of these churches, none of these are close to the beach.
I know. Listen, but
they have like 20 campuses.
Yeah,
so
but I'll tell you, the vibes are close to the beach.
Beach vibes.
Anyways, so
inland
tights,
beach vibes. Yes, actually, I would say even worse than tights was we were freezing.
Yeah.
Because you're wearing tights and dress shoes like ballet flats,
right,
and dresses, and then you have like the thinnest little white sweater.
Yeah,
we were freezing. In Colorado, in Washington State, like we were wearing, like our feet were frozen.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
because it's rainy and cold, and you need like boots and pants and rain jackets, and
nice.
Always like we would literally like put our feet like under us because they were freezing.
Cold church.
We were
Yeah.
So cold.
Nice clothes and warm clothes don't usually go hand in hand. There's not a lot of warm church clothes, but
Well, I think we needed boots.
Yeah.
But they weren't on trend or in fashion for little girls.
Well, Joel,
freezing.
this was my favorite thing. So Joel was sourcing. He was going to the various thrift stores, and he kept going into these Valley Villages and not Valley. Excuse me, that's special. Goodwills and stuff. And he was like, "There's so much outerwear here. There's so many coats, Patagonia, North Face. There's just so many sweaters." And I was like, "Yeah, welcome to Denver, baby." But we had a great time. We went to Snooze, which is based in Denver originally. Snooze is so good. And
that's like Joel's favorite restaurant.
Yeah. And then we went hiking because he wanted to scramble. Scrambling, if you don't know, is a term we learned in the last year.
Andy.
You taught us that?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's rock climbing proper, and scrambling is like when just some rocks you can kind of climb on.
Yep.
Yeah. That you don't need to there's no carabiners involved in this.
Yeah, you're not bouldering. There's no gear. You're just you're trying to make your way up some crevasse.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
So we went to the Flatirons in Boulder, which were so fun. Pretty intense hike. It's Joel's falling in love with Colorado because Colorado's gorgeous, you know. And this is before the skin got too bad. And we went straight up. I mean, by the time we got up and already at elevation, because Denver's high, Boulder's higher, and then up the Flatirons. I mean, we were at like 7,500 feet. We're pretty high in the sky at that point. My head is bumping. I'm pounding water, you know, and we get up there. It was a great time. We did a bunch of scrambling and stuff, and there's some pretty crazy scrambles that people do on those Flatirons where I'm like, and they made very clear, they're like, these are steeper than you realize. People die here often. And Joel's like, you know, I'm like, Joel, you're in Jinkos and like skate shoes.
Chuck Taylors.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just scramble in this area over here. But it was great and it was gorgeous and it was so fun. And then we got down to the bottom of the mountain. I was like, going to the gas station, I just pound a Gatorade, pound of water, and I was doing the thing. I was like, I haven't peed in a while. Don't get dehydrated up here, but it was great. I couldn't have had a better time in Colorado, and Joel came, and it was super fun. So, and I traveled in the Denver airport, the worst airport in America, on Super Bowl Sunday. Not too bad. We watched the Super Bowl by ourselves.
Yeah.
Claire was at a sleepover. Gloria was at a sleepover, and then Gloria was at a friend's house, and Joel went and watched it with the boys. So we had a ton of pizza and wings and beers. We didn't drink a ton of beers, but they were all in the house, and we just we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the game by ourselves.
Well, Joel would have had the boys over.
Yeah.
But I was like, I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
And they really take over our living room.
Yeah.
And that's our viewing spot. So I was like, you could have like one or two friends over, but they all wanted
I'm
to
so
be
glad
together.
they didn't come over. It was great.
And we've hosted them quite a bit this year, so
it's
okay.
You are right that I do make a lot of content because that's what's fun about the Super Bowl is the world is watching, and it is rare where everybody's all doing a thing. So we hit some Woodstock's pizza, which is so. If you had Woodstock's, probably not. It's down here. It's great. It's more traditional. It's not like New York style. I don't even know what. It's just pizza style. It's the normal style, but it's very fresh, great ingredients, very good. There's one in La Jolla too.
Is that where it is? I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a college area staple.
It's a college area staple. It's one of the perks of living in a college area is there's going to be some good pizza joints.
Yeah, there better be.
Yeah. There's a good Tuesday pint night. You know, the things you want out of a college area pizza joint.
Every employee in there goes to SDSU.
It's like, it's very San Diego. What's up, bro? Oh, yeah. You get the Aztec Classic? Oh, that's chill. You gonna get the Maui Wowie? Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Newest pizza, the vibe?
Yeah. What is it? Oh, it's just whatever you want it to be. It's actually whatever.
However you're feeling.
Whatever we want it to be. We just kind of go out there and we look at the ingredients. We just kind of vibe it out. And you're like, just like, oh, yeah, that things that go together. Yeah. Hey, some green onions? Oh, yeah.
For sure.
It kind of went into Fallon a little bit there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. That's awesome. I didn't realize that the bro. Oh no, it's super chill. It goes into Fallon. Yeah. It's real. Young Fallon. They're on the same. It's like Dylan and yeah, it's funny. Anyways, it was great. And sorry, Chiefs fans, you take a break from your dynasty, and I'm happy for Philly fans. My favorite moment watching the Super Bowl with you was at one point I go, that's a terrible call. That was not offensive pass interference. And you didn't say anything, and you go, does Travis Kelce dye his hair?
His beard and hair are looking different. But beards can be different colors.
But that's how we watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I watch the game, and then you're like, and then I'm like, hey, the commercials are on, and you're like, okay. And then the game will come on. You're like, I need to advance the laundry. I'm like, this is a good time because it's kickoff, and they're not going to go to commercial break.
I would take my bathroom breaks during the game.
Yes.
So I would not miss the commercial.
Yeah,
the halftime
great
show.
Angel Soft commercial, right?
Oh, yeah, it was very good. Yeah. Oh, the bathroom break was great.
The
Yeah.
bathroom break. Nothing's
Great.
happening.
That was great. Yeah.
Well, speaking of national holidays, let's get into Valentine's Day. Mel, you and I started dating Christmas 2001.
Yes.
So our first Valentine's Day was 2002. In the year's 20. So this is a 23. You've been my Valentine for 23 years.
Okay.
How about that, huh?
Well, this is 2025. So
Yeah.
01. So
2002 was our first Valentine.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. You threw me off.
Yeah. So 23 years, my Valentine. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it? It 1 year Mel took me off, so it's 20. No, I don't. I got nothing. But we've been. We wanted you guys to send us some emails and do some Facebook comments about maybe what you guys do for Valentine's Day. Maybe some hot takes on Valentine's Day. People like the hot takes episodes. Hot takes on all the holidays and whatnot. So we got some takes on Valentine's Day. Just a general, Mel, like when the idea of Valentine's Day comes up, when you're like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming up, what goes through your mind? Does it register with you in any way? Are you like, we need to plan something? I know the answer to that, but you're like, does it even hit you? Or is it just like, oh, that's happening? Or is it like, we're like, oh, that means Claire's birthday soon because she is near Valentine's?
Yeah.
Or you're like, what city is Dustin going to be in? Because when you're an entertainer, Valentine's Day tends to be a big day for you. I've worked Valentine's Day every day for 14 years. I don't know what
every day, but every year.
Yeah. What does it do for you, Mel?
Not much.
Not much.
Nope.
Valentine's Day is nothing for you. Was there ever a stage of your life, your whole life though, even pre-me, where you cared about Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day has not registered with me since middle school.
I know. I do feel very jaded because it feels like it kind of feels like a chore.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's like a Christmas or something. Like it's a holiday in the U.S.
I mean, Christmas is magical, but
but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like stationery and cards.
Yeah.
You know, like as a
gift.
As a graphic design major.
Yeah.
You know, like I do enjoy cards and paper products and stationery and stuff. But like as a stamper from the 90s. You know, like a rubber stamper.
Mm-hmm.
But I do, if it's your thing, I love that for you. Like, if you want your significant other to send you roses at work.
Yes.
Or school.
Yes.
Like, I'm so happy for you.
Yes,
that,
yes.
You know?
Yes.
I'm so happy that this makes you happy. You know?
Yes.
Like.
Yes.
And to me, it's not our holiday.
Yeah.
It's a work day. It's a school day.
It's always on a Tuesday,
day.
it feels like.
You know, like it's just another day.
Yeah.
But I do think in life you do need to, go out of your way to show love to the people you love.
Right.
So
right.
I think if you need a holiday to do that, that's good that you're doing it.
You guys, there's such an undertone of like eye roll from you, and I love it. But I think to me, Valentine's Day.
I'm saying this.
No, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic, and I agree. Because to me, Valentine's Day is the best example of do what you need to for your relationship, and don't put that on me.
But you do also really need to communicate about expectations.
Yes. Yes.
Especially early on, you need to be like, I feel loved when I get jewelry.
Yes.
Chocolate.
Yes.
Plans.
Yeah. Plants.
Plants. Edible arrangements.
Yeah. Delicious.
Designer jeans.
Yes.
Designer handbags.
Yes.
Whoa.
Valentine's Day. Yes. Valentine's Day is the ultimate. How do I say this? Like, you said expectations. Yeah, exactly. Valentine's Day is the ultimate, like, you better ask some questions about what you want from this type holiday, because people do have different things. But one of my favorite things about being married for 20 years is we have become both apathetic to Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Because there can be a pressure to do a thing, and now with social media, a big social flowery post type situation.
Right.
And if you need that,
like
then great.
Prom proposal. Like,
yes.
Did you do it for your prom date, or did you do it for the internet?
Yeah.
Like, I hope you.
Yeah.
I hope you did it.
But some people really love getting recognized online.
Yeah.
You used to.
I did.
You used to really like an anniversary post, a birthday post, something like that. But now you don't. Or a Mother's Day post.
Yeah, that used to be the thing I would communicate to you.
Yeah.
Like, because you're online and you're like an online figure, I want you to highlight me online on those holidays.
Yeah.
And then I got over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just was like, it's okay. You don't have to.
But do you want me to?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
No, I mean, at one point I did.
Yeah.
But now I don't. So I'm not sure.
The hard thing about those is because when you're online is you go like, oh man, you start to see the likes and dislikes, and you're like, gosh, I shouldn't. You don't ever want to, like the old hack thing about like, hey, you have a baby, you're going to get a lot of likes. You're like, so there can be something, you got to be careful not to be performative about it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just going to say, like, midlife, you're just like, I got to pay the volleyball invoice.
Yes. Yeah.
And like the sink broke and I have to call, my mom back.
Yes.
And there's just so much going on in midlife that you're just like, a coffee date, a walk. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even have to be on that day.
We've reached, we've reached the stage where, like, I think we've reached the stage now where my Valentine's Day gift to you will be a small gesture that I know you appreciate. And because you don't need or want more than that. And your Valentine's Day gift to me will be doing the taxes. This is like marriage, real marriage. Valentine's Day is like, hey, I did all the drop-offs and pickups for you today so you could focus on getting the taxes done. And then we'll have a glass of red wine tonight and fall asleep to an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Sounds like a great day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, honey, it's Valentine's Day. Good news. I put some Thin Mints in the freezer. And 20 years of marriage, that's thoughtful. I feel like.
I think what you're going for with Valentine's Day is the person you love sees you. Like a something that you like that they do for you.
Yes.
And you feel seen in that.
I totally agree with that. That you don't need the big gesture, but it is nice on a day where everybody is talking and posting about their things to be like, oh, you did think of me. You did think of me. And you took some initiative to do that thing.
A thoughtful gesture.
Yeah. And yours is, hours and hours of the taxes. Thank you. And mine was I threw those Thin Mints in the freezer.
Keeping those in our house is tough.
Yeah. Oh, no. You got to hide them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's really something to that of just like Valentine's Day at a certain point it really is like it's not about it's a custom omelet is what it is. It's like these are the things that I know you like, and I'm not trying to like woo you or in the way that I once did of like these are these grand gestures of how much I love you, because we're pretty established into that 20 years in.
Yeah.
But it is to be like, hey, I still think about you and you're still important to me. And here's a little thing that shows that like I know you better than anybody, you know? Mm-hmm. But to your earlier point, if people need the gesture, then great. That's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll say this, if I thought you wanted more than me doing all the pickups and the Thin Mints in the freezer, I would do more. But I don't think that's what you want.
Yeah. No. So I think it just goes back to communicating your expectations.
Right.
With the person you love.
Right. So, to be clear, you do want jewelry this year.
No.
That's another thing. As long as we've been married, you will reject gestures. We've been married so long that if I propose doing a big thing, you're like, no, I don't want it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like,
right.
just take me to a show at the observatory. You're
I
like,
know.
it's all right. Well, let's do some emails.
My bad.
All right, let's get some content from you guys. We got lots of emails.
All right.
Facebook. This is from the Facebook group right here. This is from Debbie. This is from Dustin, Nickerson, Comedy Fans. My husband and I have been married for 10 years. Last year, he gave me a bouquet of Abba Zaba for Valentine's Day. This is romance. And then she shows it right here.
I was like, I think that's a candy.
That's the candy. Yeah. You see that, Andy? That's nice. The Abba Zaba. That's great. That's cool. I love that.
Fun.
That's what we're saying. A little thing. This is from Becky in the Facebook group. For most of school years, I got sick over Valentine's Day weekend starting in second grade. Fast forward to senior year, I forgot to tell my boyfriend I was homesick, and he was waiting outside my first period with a giant stuffed puppy and roses. Aww. Sorry, buddy. I also spent a lot of Valentine's Days in my 20s with my cousin because we were both single Pringles, which is a funny phrase. I always tried to convince him to fake propose so we could maybe get a free dessert or something, but he always said no. Lame.
Because then you guys would have to kiss.
Yeah, that's a great point. But what quality of dessert are we talking about?
Like a lava cake?
Lava cake? What level of dessert would you kiss a cousin for? Also, second, third, what level of cousin? I don't like this topic any more than you guys do. So let's move on. This is from Kristen.
Make it believable.
Yeah. Make it believable. Subject. This is from Kristen. Subject, Valentine's Day when you're married. My husband and I have been married for 12 years. He travels for work. So many years, we aren't even in the same state on Valentine's Day. I remember one year that I was home feeding a baby and toddler's breakfast when he sent me a happy Valentine's Day video. Ready? From the toilet of his hotel room.
No!
That was when I knew we had unlocked a new level in our marriage romance. Love the pod, Kristen. That's a great example, though, because you would hate that. You hate bathroom stuff altogether. Yeah. If your partner would think that's funny, then do it.
Yep.
But if they won't, then don't.
Don't.
That's very funny. Yeah. And
that's very relatable.
Love it. This right here is another email. This is from Austin. The subject is Valentine Day. Is it Valentine's? I always mess this up.
Valentine's
Day. It's from Austin. It says, oh boy, does Valentine's Day change. When my wife and I were dating, Valentine was a big deal. As a broke Christian college kid, I remember getting all her friends together and helping me surprise her with a candlelit pizza dinner, her favorite meal. Dating and engaged was definitely more about being seen and making a big deal out of it. It's kind of what we were talking about, you know. So early on in the relationship, you're just trying to make people jealous of your love. Right? It really does feel like a lot of early Valentine's Day before you're secure in your relationship is like, I want you to feel, not only do I want you to feel good, I want your friends to feel bad.
Oof.
Huh?
You're not wrong.
How do I know it's a good Valentine's Day? You feel great. Your closest friend group feels terrible. A win for all parties. Not to be competitive, because love is not competitive, but I am winning.
It is like the, go to the zoo and the male birds with all the feathers dancing around. You're like, okay.
I got the dancing feather ones.
They're showing off a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have like a group thing? Like, he didn't do his in like a very public setting? Oh. And then he didn't post about it. Oh, because mine like did pretty well on TikTok, but no, that's great. No, I know that's great. No, it's just like, it's like I felt loved, and then everybody saw how loved I felt, and no, that's great for you though. No, I'm sure he tried. Anyways, now that we're married for 10 years and have 3 kids under 7, the romance is definitely still alive. We send the kids to the in-laws, go to the store, and show each other the card we would have gotten each other, eat takeout, take our Tums, go to bed early, and sleep in. Love the pod and can't wait to see you in KC again. I promise to buy the late show tickets, Austin. That's very funny. You don't buy the card. Because that's the other thing when you've been married for a while. You know the budget.
You're sharing the money, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, again, the volleyball invoice is due tomorrow.
You're like, hey, I got you this. And you're like, actually, we got me this. And that wasn't in the budget. Things were a little tight, actually, and we can't afford that. Did you keep a receipt for that? All right. This one right here, this is another email. This is from Jody, Valentine's Day.
Hi, Jody.
I've always been a hater about Valentine's Day. Jody, speaking your language now, at least now. When my husband and I were dating, he knew gifts were never what I wanted for Valentine's Day, so he opted for something I always wanted and nagged him about doing. He started growing a beard for me. And he's not gone back since. 10 years later of marriage, we still don't get each other anything and hardly even go on a date specifically for Valentine's Day, but we do try to intentionally spend time together that day and eat something terrible for you. Now a dad of 3 little girls, he does like to do something special for them, which I approve of. There you go.
There you go.
That's nice.
The beard one's pretty funny.
The beard is so wonderfully specific.
It's very unique.
Yeah. I love it.
It's great.
Man. Was there something about me physically you want me to change for Valentine's Day?
What?
Huh?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I'm trying to think of an example.
I guess it's nice that they communicated.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. I mean, like we said on the BTS, you threw your back out on Valentine's Day
special.
2 years ago. That was...
No, we talked about that on this episode.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. These double episode days blur together. This is what 2 show days feels like. Sometimes you do 2 shows a night and you're like, have I told that joke already?
I know.
Yeah, was that Andy?
No, I was going to say, I mean, to your point, like the benefit of communication has 10 years of gift. You know, like, hey, if you could just communicate, that could last you a decade.
I know. It's great. A beard. That's nice that it is nice, but it is also, I don't know. There's a little bit of me that would be a little insulted. You're like, I'm sorry, what, you want me to change my face for you?
But
it sounds like
the way that interaction happened and all that, like that is top tier relationship.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I
mean, listen, I grew up, I got the mustache as a joke and you liked it and it stuck.
Yeah.
You've
tried to shave it off a couple times.
Yeah, never too seriously, but the origin story of the mustache was, I don't know if you've heard this before, Andy, but during COVID, I was doing what a lot of dudes were doing, which is like, I'm just not going to shave because why? And I've always wanted to see what happens if I don't shave for a while. So I grew out a pretty bad beard. It's patchy. There's missing spots.
Just a beard.
It never goes here where the dog bit me. The scar never fills in. So it ends up just kind of highlighting the scar. It's not, they're like, all right. Like, why doesn't it grow there? Well, let me tell you about childhood trauma. Are you hoping to hear about that? So I have terrible facial hair. I'm in Portland for like 8 days with Taylor doing COVID shows where it's like 50 people in the Helium Comedy Club there. Yeah. And I'm like, what would it look like if I'm over it? Because beards get real itchy. I'm like, what would it be funny if I just had a mustache? And Taylor hotel rooms were really cheap. And Taylor, Taylor wasn't who she is now, but she had this crazy nice hotel room that we stayed in Portland for like 8 days, and it had a fireplace in it. And it was this crazy nice room.
So you guys each had suites?
So we each had suites. And
no one was traveling.
Yeah. And I thought, exactly. And I thought it would be funny if I shaved my beard, kept my mustache.
Did you put a robe on?
Put a robe on and take photos by the fireplace.
You're so bored.
Because it's COVID and I'm bored and the road has downtime. I've said this many times before. The road has not always. This Friday I wake up in St. Louis and I have 3 meetings in the morning. But I have all of this.
I think you FaceTimed me too.
I FaceTimed you and I sent you a bunch of pictures and you go, I actually kind of like this.
Yeah.
Not the photo shoot. The photo shoot was funny. These photos still exist somewhere, by the way.
Somewhere.
Behind the scenes. BTS, join the Patreon. I might
put this behind a paywall.
You know what? I actually think put a poll up on the Facebook group. Do you want to see the pictures or not? If you want to see the pictures, I'll post them. Everything's covered. There's a little chest hair.
You have that yellow Nike crew neck.
So this is the second part of the story. Yes.
Okay. All right. Finish it.
So it kind of works. And then Tay and I had gone to the Nike outlet, their employee store.
Yep.
And there was this Nike yellow crew neck that I put on as well. And I took a picture and I looked like a gym teacher. And I posted that. And people liked it and you liked it. And Taylor was like, this is a look, Dustin. And we're such a vain industry that having a look does matter. And glasses and a mustache, it's the best thing that ever happened in my career. I didn't get funnier, guys. It's just COVID. I got better on the internet. I got funnier too. And the glasses and the mustache work. But you really like the mustache and you don't want to get rid of it, right?
I joke that it's like male bangs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Covers up a part of your face you don't feel great about. And you do get some professional trimming, but every once in a while you have to kind of learn how to do it yourself as well.
Yeah.
And if it looks bad, people know, all right,
well, not everyone can pull off bangs or don't look at my bangs right now.
Or a mustache.
Or a mustache.
Yeah.
And you have to have the right hair and texture.
Face shape.
Yeah. All of it.
That matters.
Yeah.
And your dad rocked a mustache in the 80s.
And my whole childhood, my dad had a mustache,
So it does run in the family.
I think he got rid of it when it went gray. Because a gray mustache does... I will never dye my hair, and I won't get hair implants. But I have thought, if this ever went gray, I wondered if I would do that. I don't know.
Unless you're Sam Elliott. I mean, 'cause that is like...
That's a great
That'd be
mustache.
weird with him without him. Great mustache.
That's a great point, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Well...
Cross that bridge.
When we get there.
We just went on a mustache rambling.
Listen,
but that's
I'm
okay.
all for it. This one is Valentine's Day subject from Bethany. Greetings, y'all.
Hey.
I should start this email by saying that my husband and I are not traditionally romantic. Our early days of dating and marriage were standard Valentine's Day activities. Our 10th Valentine's Day together, we had a 4-year-old and twin 2-year-olds.
Woo!
So not a super romantic time in life. That year, my husband got a box of Peppa Pig Valentine's Days and hid them all over the house. Written on each one was a bad Christian pickup line. Things like, hey girl, do you need a shoulder massage because you've been carrying that cross all day? Or call me Pharaoh because I will never let you go.
Oh my God.
Andy just died.
Those are biting, Bethany. I like it. A few years ago, we saw a dinner theater version of Sweeney Todd. Okay, you guys got some darkness in you, and I like that. The next year, we saw Knives Out. Yeah. So now we usually do something murder themed for Valentine's Day. This year, we're seeing you in Denver the week before. Can't wait.
Awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
I did murder. Up top.
Hey.
Oh, gosh. I'm so bad at comedy. That was very great.
That's nice.
This is what's so fun about these is they're so wonderfully specific to each couple.
Yeah, that is very specific.
Yeah.
But, it's hilarious.
Give us a little you and Mercedes journey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I just went on a hard blank right there.
Here, let me read this next one, and then you've got a second
30 seconds.
to look over the menu. So this is from Sarah, Valentine's Day. Sarah says, Valentine's Day has never been a big holiday for us, and it has gotten less important over the years. My husband usually cooks a nice dinner, and we celebrate at home with our 4 children. But this year is truly the death of Valentine's Day for us. My husband and his father have been wanting to take all 6 grandkids camping, and the only weekend everyone was available turned out to be Valentine's Day weekend. So my sister-in-law and her husband get to go out without needing to find a babysitter, and my mother-in-law, I each get a weekend alone. We are all happy about it. Maybe I'll send some strawberries with them. Sarah, I don't think that's the death of Valentine's Day. I think that's the best Valentine's Day he's ever given you. That's incredible.
An empty house when you have 4 kids?
Incredible work.
Mm-hmm.
Good job to your husband.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to go camping.
Yes. The best for this year for Valentine's Day, I scheduled a camping trip and then canceled it. Now you don't have to go camping. How long? You guys have been together for how long? Dating, married?
Together for almost 15 years.
And married?
Married almost 15 years.
Oh.
So only
you guys got
15 and a half.
So how long do you guys date for?
Like 9 months.
Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, 9 months before we got married.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you remember first Valentine's Day?
No.
I
do not. It would have been it would have been like during engagement.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, all of that is just
That
like
feels
you're busy
like-
planning a wedding.
I mean, it's been busy since day one, but like, I mean, as I was thinking about it, and this is endearing, so it's like, it's more just a cute story, but like the best Valentine's Day I can remember was actually we went camping in Dana Point and we had our dog. You know what? That might have been the first Valentine's Day now that I think about it, because we got her, it would have been the first Valentine's Day married, because we would have had the dog and then we did that. And since Gino had just passed this Christmas, so it's actually kind of sweet to think about that. So
nice.
Because we have a photo from that, and it was just one of those like, oh, let's go camping at the beach in February.
Yeah.
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
Freezing cold.
Yeah.
Fun nonetheless. But that's memorable. But as far as like
recently.
Like her and I's dynamic, it's just, our kids are all under 10 or just around like 10 and
you
under.
were just at the ER.
Yeah, I was just at the ER this last weekend. I mean,
Pick up something from the ER gift shop.
totally. This year's, I was thinking.
It's actually a bereavement card, but it's what they had.
Here, let me show you the card I was going to buy you.
Yeah.
Swing by the hospital.
Like, why does this teddy bear say "get well soon"?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's what Kaiser had.
I was thinking about like a garden edible arrangements of just lettuce and the stuff we've been making.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Not quite as sweet, but very on brand for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Homegrown.
Yeah, but no, I'm grateful that her mom will be able to come down for the weekend, and we'll go out on Saturday, because on Friday we just can't, because we'll have to be home with the kids. So
Nice.
But that's kind of just how it's been. I think like
nice. A night out is awesome.
Yeah.
Night out, But I think I think I still live with like a little bit of the existential trauma of like wanting to perform, but not for like a social sake, but just because it's like I've always had the mindset of like gotta be big, gotta be pronounced.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to that for guys trying to woo a woman of like I mean, early on when we were dating, I remember leaving notes on your car. I remember driving from my school to yours and leaving notes and stuff on your car and big gestures. There may or may not have been a song written at some point. I'm not going to go into any detail because it makes me cringe. But
professions of love. Like,
yeah. And then I was trying to remember. We didn't get engaged on Valentine's Day, but it was around Valentine's Day.
I think it was like the week after Valentine's
Right, because you thought maybe I would.
Before.
Yeah, it was somewhere near Valentine's Day that we got engaged. There's just a certain point. So, like, we are doing nothing. I mean, I'm literally flying out the day before, and there'll probably be
you get home Monday and it's a birthday party.
Yeah. And that's what I'm actually doing, which is I'm taking the early flight home to help with Claire's birthday.
Yeah, because I was like, we have to celebrate this kid with her friends, and I need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hike tomorrow. Valentine's Day hike. Maybe
if I cancel appointments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe if we can hike tomorrow, and for Valentine's Day, I'll put a 394. Sometimes we'll bring a beer up to the top of Cal's with us when it's a holiday. I think we just figured out our Valentine's Day. But that's the stuff, because you're like, and now there are probably marriages that have been together for a long and where a gesture is still very much appreciated, or maybe it's needed to kind of revive things or stuff. And there's been seasons where I'm like, of our marriage, where I'm like, Mel needs to know that I still care and think about her, and maybe I'll do something a little more grand or something like that. But we're just not there anymore. We're in the weeds,
For sure.
It's just I feel it is a relief to not feel it anymore, because there is a real pressure as a guy.
Pressure that you guys are saying, and I think that for a lot of women, they want someone to like make that gesture, and so it's really like heartbreaking and hard the day if you're reminded that you don't have somebody making that gesture.
Exactly.
So
that's well said.
So you do need to like do the Galentines. You need to reach out to your single friends and love them, and show up, and
totally agree.
Yeah, and then like your daughters, like I think that's
the daughters is a nice one.
Nice touch.
We did the Chick-fil-A one a few years. They would do the
the daddy daughter.
I did that last year or the year before. I did that 2 years ago. That was a lot of fun actually.
I don't know if my daughters would even still want to.
They wouldn't.
No.
But, there was a time when they did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This 2 more emails, and then we're out of here. This is from Valentine's Hot Take from Chad. Hello, Dustin and Mel. Love the podcast so much and highly recommend the Audible version of your book to your listeners, as it feels like a greatest hits of your stories combined with really practical advice. Sweet, thanks. Anyways.
Book review.
My wife and I have been married for 20 years, and early on, before we had kids, I went all out on Romantic's Valentine's Day events. When we had our first son, it became almost impossible for me to plan anything because we were very particular about who watches our children with no family close by. We rely heavily on friends in the same life stage, married couples who also want to celebrate Valentine's Day. Fortunately, our second son ended up being born on Valentine's Day, turning 8 this year. So we agreed early on that we would focus on him that day and ourselves around that time, quote. So freeing, not being tethered to the exact day, easy to plan ahead, easy to find a babysitter, easy to get a reservation. Sometimes I keep it a surprise. Other times we look forward to it together. I do still have flowers or a plant delivered to my wife's work on the day, though. Got to keep some traditions. Perfect. Love it. We actually planned a thing for March yesterday.
I did. I kind of feel like that's like just a bigger date that we planned.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly when you're not tethered to the day, because we do have a kid with a birthday around there. Yeah. And there's a lot of travel, and a lot of, you know what a lot of people in St. Louis are doing for Valentine's Day? Hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a thing you can do for Valentine's Day. Yeah. Like, and and
for some people, it's a 4-day weekend.
Yes.
So,
which is why we have shows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be on the day. And so I love that.
Yeah. So this is a good outside the box thinking.
Yes. Yeah. Because we yesterday were like, when do we have a thing for us coming up? And I think it was because Joel came to Colorado with me, and I was like, I just wish Mel was here, and I'm having a great time with Joel. Don't get me wrong. I've told you before, I don't fully experience something if I don't do it with you. I'm like, I love this so much, and I'm so glad Joel's here. It would be a full, complete joy if Mel was here. And so then I was like, well, what are we going to do? And is there a concert coming up? And, we're thinking about maybe Wrigley's in the fall, but what do we...
Yeah, spring break is gone.
And then we just, and then Joel's graduation, and February is nuts for me. And so we just picked a day, and we're like, that's the day. We'll do a thing. It'll be great. So, and that's literally over a month after Valentine's Day. So very free though.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This is from Danica. Valentine's Day subject. Hey guys, it was so fun to hear my review on the podcast, even with Mel's sarcastic, fantastic.
Ooh.
We did. I don't remember that one, but you probably know. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Sarcastic, fantastic. Is a
Yeah.
very
That
nice
sounds
word
like a
combination.
band name.
It
Sarcastic,
does. That is
fantastic would be a great band name. Valentine's Day over the years has definitely evolved. Early marriage, I went all out. Lingerie, special dessert, date night, red dress, etc. 9 years and 3 children later, I ask my husband what he wants because what he wants, he never buys anything for himself. I usually get him a pair of shoes and throw him out the ones with holes he's been wearing since last Valentine's Day. He gets me exactly what I request every year. C's chocolate box, which I hide from the kids. C's is good. And flowers. We don't go out because what parent can find, 1, childcare on Valentine's Day, and 2, wants to fight the crazy restaurant scene on Valentine's Day. I plan on eating pizza and watching a movie with the kids in my pajamas that night. Anyways, thank you for all the entertaining stories. I'm from Tucson, Arizona, and now live in Phoenix, so it was fun hearing all about the story, doing comedy in these cities. All the best. Danica. There was a bit of me that, now that I think about it, that we kind of did have Valentine's Day on the Super Bowl. Just us watching the Super Bowl.
That was just happenstance.
Yeah.
Just like every kid was like, drop me off. I'm going to go. Or, oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Backseaters. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. We appreciate you. Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, we wanted to give a quick shout out to our patrons. These are our 25 and up a month Essential as Oil patrons, starting with Adam Bush,
Allison Nelson,
Avro Griffiths,
Andy and Darlene Gerton,
Avery Starr,
Monty Galindo,
Brandon Schoenberger,
Carrie Teague,
Christopher and Bridget Finland,
Code 2 Grow,
Courtney Eibling,
Demarius Diaz-Stevens,
Daniel Owens,
Dave and Melissa Cox,
Dave Hoagland,
Dustin Daly,
Jason and Francis White,
Jen Thurk,
Jessica Hanrahan,
Jonathan Rivera,
Jordan Cowan,
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos,
Lauren and Nick Rachel,
Matt and Sam Slosdom,
Michelle Carlson,
Nicole Carose,
Nick Cordell,
Norman Perron,
Preston and Rachel Wilson,
Rachel Kennedy,
Raina Camps,
Robert and Nellie Capen,
Scott Elliott,
Stephen Mina,
and Tiffany
Tiffany Payne.
Payne.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
everyone.
We appreciate you.